What is up, guys, and welcome to this prediction video. So for this video we will be looking at the Champions League clash between Newcastle United and Paris Saint-Germain taking place on the 4th of October at St. James's Park. Now, like the other fixture in Group F, this one is completely uncharted territory. In fact, I think this one might be even more uncharted territory, because while the other two sides, AC Milan and Borussia Dortmund, have met in a friendly, Newcastle and PSG have never played against each other. This is groundbreaking stuff. Both of these ties resulting in basically historic moments. But again, that means that we can't really talk about the record or the last meeting between these two sides. So like with the previous video, we just get straight into team analysis. We start off our team analysis with Newcastle United. It has been 4 wins and a draw for the Geordies in their last 5. The last match ended in a 2-0 victory for them over Burnley. And I think Newcastle have been a massive surprise package for everybody in the last 2 seasons. Everybody looked at Newcastle and thought, okay, cool, Saudis are kind of, investing here. But I don't think anybody expected the revolution that actually happened. And sure, fair enough, you could turn around and say it's down to teams like Liverpool and Chelsea, Manchester United, all underachieving, but it doesn't matter because Newcastle have been fantastic, and Alexander Isak has played a massive role in that. It's been 5 goals for the striker. What I like about Isak is I feel he can play anywhere in that front 3. He's got the pace, the trickery, the dribbling ability to get behind a defense, but also to get through a defense, which is very, very crucial in today's game. And next up I want to talk about Tonali. Now Tonali is one of the new recruits for Newcastle. They acquired him from one of the other teams in their Champions League group, being AC Milan. But Tonali brings a kind of solidity to Newcastle's midfield. I think that is a solidity that will be very, very crucial in this tie, especially when you consider that PSG's midfield is not what it used to be. So I'm expecting Tonali to just control things in there. And lastly, I want to talk about the centre-back Lascelles. Now, he's going to have such a tough job dealing with the likes of Kylian Mbappe and probably somebody like Marcos Asensio as well. But I think he's got the quality to do so. I think he's got the leadership capability to do so. I expect Newcastle to be very businesslike in their approach to this game, to be very solid. And I expect all 3 of these players to play a role in that. Newcastle have always been the kind of team that is just very direct through the middle. And that's why I've picked these 3 players, because they are all very central players. But it'll be very curious to see how Newcastle handle PSG. Okay, when we look at PSG, it's 3 wins, a loss, and a draw in their last 5. The last match ending in a goalless draw against Clermont, so it's kind of looking a bit iffy for PSG right now. PSG have lost a ton of players over this transfer window. Sergio Ramos, Marco Verratti, Neymar, Messi, all of these players who are world-class superstars have just left, either moving to Saudi Arabia, the MLS, or in the case of Sergio Ramos, coming back to La Liga. That's not to say that PSG do not have quality. I mean, obviously, we got to talk Kylian Mbappe. It's 8 goals for this man already. Quick, so direct. Mbappe is a problem. He's a problem for every defense. And the thing about Mbappe is he can be quiet for an entire first half. I'm thinking the World Cup final in 2022 in Qatar against Argentina, where in the first half Mbappe was kept quiet, and then in the second half he gets a hat-trick. It is just insanity. So Mbappe is the kind of player where if you fall asleep for a split second, he's there and he's getting a goal. You cannot give him an inch. Next up, I want to talk Achraf Hakimi. Now, Hakimi's got 3 goals and I think it's a single assist so far. He and Mbappe have very good chemistry together. I think the 2 of them are also quite good friends, and it reflects on the pitch. Hakimi as well, he's such a fantastic player, this pace and this aggression in him, not like as in like physically tackling players or trying to get the ball, but in this ideology that I must attack from the wing whenever I can. And it just sort of allows PSG to pressure you all the time. And he's so quick, so if they lose the ball, he can get back in time to defend as well. And finally, I want to talk Skriniar. Now, Skriniar is one of the new recruits at PSG, brought in to replace Sergio Ramos at that centre-back hole. And he had a fantastic season for Inter last season, played a very big role in Inter getting to the Champions League final. I think PSG will probably be expecting him to do a decent job against the likes of a player like Alexander Isak. I think if Skriniar man-marks Isak has a bit of a problem. But I think if Isak finds space, I think Skriniar is completely dead. I don't think he has the pace to deal with Isak. Okay, I may have let some of my spoilers leak out in the team analysis portions of this video, but I think I'm just very, very excited about this. I mean, this is really, like I said, uncharted territory for both of these teams. How do PSG deal with the crowd at St. James's Park? How do Newcastle deal with the crowd at the Parc des Princes? But more importantly, how do the players deal with each other? You cannot give Mbappe space at all. So I'm very curious to see, does Lascelles, push him out wide? Do Newcastle opt to man-mark him? Will Tonali drop in deeper as a kind of extra defender, turning that back four perhaps into a three-person centre-back pairing with wing-backs, or a just flat back five? But then the same can be said about how do PSG deal with Newcastle. Do they give Isak the space? Do they let him drop in deeper? Because I think when it comes to Isak, you don't want him running at you. But if he's dropping in deeper, he's not exactly going to hurt you from that, I would say, that number 6 or number 8 role, where it's more central. But then, it kind of opens up opportunities for other players. So how do these teams deal with each other? I'm going to go out and say straight out, PSG are already leading this group with 3 points because they beat Dortmund in the last fixture, while Newcastle still have 1. So Newcastle already have a point on the board, but they want more. And I think PSG are just going to hit them on the counter-attack so hard. I think the midfield battle becomes very important because I look at PSG's midfield and I really do feel that Newcastle have a stronger midfield at this point. That's not me underestimating PSG's midfield. It's just me saying, you look at the players that PSG have lost all over. And I think PSG are still reeling. I really do. I think Newcastle can take advantage of that. But I think on the counter-attack, I think if Mbappe is given space, Mbappe scores. It's really just that simple. And if you get too close to Mbappe when he's running at pace, and you bring him down in the wrong area, you give away a penalty. And then Mbappe scores anyway. So, a definite, I think Mbappe scores. A definite. A result, I am going to give this one to PSG. Simply because I just think that PSG know what it's like to be at this stage of the tournament. They know how badly they want to get out of the group stages. For Newcastle, obviously they're going to want just as much, but they're just happy to be here. That's really how I feel about Newcastle. I'm not saying they lack ambition to get out of the group, please don't misunderstand me. I just think that PSG have a point to prove, especially knowing that they've put all of their eggs in one basket with Kylian Mbappe. And I mean, Mbappe, it would be egg on the face for PSG if they got rid of Neymar, they got rid of Messi to make Mbappe happy, and then Mbappe just leaves anyway to go to Real Madrid at the end of the season. I do think Mbappe has a point to prove. I think his ego is a little too big to just let him roll over and just say, okay, you know what, this season I'm going to chill and next season I'll win the Champions League with Real Madrid. I think his ego is far too big for that. And obviously Mbappe is the kind of player who still wants to be in the Ballon d'Or discussion. So I think he's going to go out here and he's going to take Newcastle to the sword. And I think PSG are just going to get the job done a little bit better than Newcastle. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.